Hello, YouTube. Hello, Professor. Good morning. Let's see here. Today we are on Module 5, so we're going to get straight into it. Explain the difference between software or system software and application software. So system software actually helps control the hardware, whether that be a software that can control the temperature or different processes like that that are on the actual uh, physical device. Application software is more of the apps and different applications that you have saved on your phone or on your PC or different device. You could have Google Chrome, for example, or even something like, let's see, we can group in another um, question here, like an Office Suite application. And the role of that would be to track data if you're in a business. Some examples of that would be Excel, Microsoft Word, um, PowerPoint, and they all kind of work together if you're running a business because you might need to do a presentation where you need to speak with your team, and you also are able to like track data in Excel and share different things like that. Discuss the purpose of software licensing. Software licensing can be different agreements, I believe, that you agree to when you're using an application. You need to agree sometimes to the different rules that the company sees fit to use the application. It might be that you can't copy it, or you might be able to not do certain things in a video game that are against their terms. Um, Explain the role of an operating system. An operating system is the GUI that helps get the user a cleaner experience. My favorite one is Windows. And I actually just got, it's an interesting operating system. So it's my birthday coming up next week, and I just got a new piece of hardware. This is the Rogue Ally X, and it has a Windows operating system on it. So it's crazy how powerful handheld devices and computers are nowadays. I've been gaming since the 90s, and I used to have a Game Boy, a Game Boy Color, things like that, and they didn't really run much games that were very advanced. They had a lot of games, but they weren't very advanced. And now you can run basically anything on this portable PC, which has an operating system of. Hello, hello. Oh, my audio may have went out there, but I'm going to see if this all goes through. Let's see here. Moving on. Explain the difference between multitasking, multiprocessing, multi-threading. So multitasking is doing two tasks at once, whether that be having like the calculator up and the web browser. They're able to allocate data um, sometimes simultaneously, depending if it's multi-processing, I guess it would be. But sometimes computers will allocate the tasks one at a time or whatever they see fit so that it looks like it's running simultaneously when it's actually not. Multiprocessing would be a computer processing multiple lines of code or equations at the same time. Multi-threading is in one application that would have multiple cores running on different processes in one application. Like for example, some video games I have now use multi-threading because they have so many different um, things going on at once pretty much. Explain the difference between local apps and web-based apps. So local app would be a application that would just be saved on the, oh my gosh, I got a lot of things up on the desktop. So any of these would be an application. And then let's see, we would have a web-based app, which would be like the Microsoft 365 I use here in Canvas. I open it up through my credentials through a browser. We did the Suite application. Explain the role of file management. File management is pretty much you keeping your files in different folders on different drives so that you're able to access them. Discussing the file naming conventions. A good habit would be to use, instead of just random numbers, or you'll never find your files or you don't know where they save them. You want to make sure you have folders you put them in to have a description about it. So if I'm doing like module 5, I'll do my last name underscore module 5 underscore CS110, and then it will have its file extension will be, say, a .jpeg or whatever the file might be. Explain the difference between an absolute path and a relative path. An absolute path is starting at the root, the full line of, let's see, I think I could probably pull something up here in file extension. The full line of where something is stored. So up here, we'll make it a little smaller. Up here would be the path, and then a relative path would be from where you're at. So if you're in the desktop, going forward from there. Explain the difference between logical and physical storage models for a file. Logical is like we've been speaking about here. We kind of already covered it with the folders and on the different drives. And then the physical actual storage is depending on if it's like an SSD or a drive that actually writes with magnetic, I guess magnetic written allocation pretty much. And that would be the physical storage of it. I have an SSD, so let's see. Also, I wanted to make sure I shared a little bit about my conversation for the extra credit with, what's this called? ChatGPT. And then I'll just share a quick funny story that happened where ChatGPT was not working for me correctly. So I wanted to try this week and do videos. So I had it posted in the learning goals, and then I did videos of each one, and it gave me the first few were pretty good, and it stuck to it. But then after that, it didn't give me any more videos. So then I was a little snarky with it and said only 2 videos, and then it realized what I was saying, and it put links to different videos. But then when I would open them up, basic Office Suite applications and their iterations, open it, it's actually all about operating systems, which was the first or second one here. So it got stuck on operating systems, number 3, and it just gave me all videos to operating systems. So I made sure to let it know that all the videos are hyperlinked about operating systems, and then it just kept doing that. And I said, okay, this is incorrect. It appears you're unable to do this. Thank you. And it had a funny response, and then I'll let everyone go. I appreciate your patience. I'm sorry I couldn't get this done this time. If you ever need help with anything else, feel free to ask. Wishing you the best in your learning journey. I'm not cutting you off, ChatGPT. I'm just saying that was incorrect. So then I also had it, please group these into talking points like we talked about in your video. And also explain some of these things to me like I'm a teen or like I'm 5. So that's all. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.